In a village where the sun paints the earth in shades of glowing amber, there lived a tiny girl named Zola. Zola didn't have much, but she had a laugh like wind chimes and a best friend that no one else in the world had, a pygmy elephant named Bibi. Now, Bibi was no ordinary elephant. She was barely the size of a footstool, and she had a glowing, star-shaped patch on the tip of her trunk that pulsed every time she got excited. Most days, these two were a comedy duo. Bibi was prone to sneezing herself backward into mud puddles, and Zola was always there to pull her out with a giggle. But one year, the sky turned to brass. The rains forgot the village, and the great river became nothing more than a cracked road of clay. As the elders sat in the dust, whispering of a legendary hidden spring tucked behind the treacherous whispering peaks, Zola looked at her wilting neighbors and knew she couldn't just sit still. With a bag of dried mangoes and Bibi's lucky pebble, the duo set off. Their journey was filled with the kind of magic you'd only believe if you saw it. They outsmarted a grumpy hornbill by telling bad jokes, and Zola had to give Bibi bravery hugs every time a scary shadow crossed their path. It was cute, it was chaotic, and it was exhausting. Finally, they reached the hidden spring, but their hearts sank. A massive, jagged boulder blocked the water. Zola pushed until her hands were raw. Bibi shoved until her tiny legs shook. But the rock wouldn't budge. Zola collapsed into the dust, tears streaming down her face. "I'm too small, Bibi," she sobbed. "I thought we could be heroes, but we're just small." In that moment of total despair, Bibi didn't try to push the rock again. Instead, she walked over and pressed her forehead against Zola's, nuzzling her with a deep, rumbling purr. As Bibi comforted her friend, the star on her nose began to glow with a light so bright it looked like a fallen sun. Bibi turned and pressed that glowing star, the physical manifestation of her love and loyalty, against a tiny crack in the boulder. The rock didn't just move, it shivered and shattered into a million sparkling crystals. A roar of cool, life-giving water erupted, carrying Zola and Bibi all the way back down the mountain and straight into the village square. The village was saved, not by a giant or a warrior, but by a little girl and a tiny elephant who refused to give up on each other. Because as the elders say now, true power isn't measured by the size of your muscles, but by the brightness of the light you carry for others. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and subscribe for more African folk tales. Which part of Zola and Bibi's journey was your favorite? Let me know in the comments.